Georgia Gwinnett College, a school of growth, development, and innovation. This campus in Lawrenceville, Georgia is a hotspot for new faces and new ideas, but also for new crime rings. Within the student population lied a trail of drug trafficking, and the Bureau sent us in to find it. The job was steep, and we knew that we had our work cut out for us. With such a diverse population of students and faculty, getting any leads would take forever. But we found them. However, we had no idea of the consequences involved, and the secrets we found were even darker than we could possibly imagine. We started with two suspects. Suspect one was named Jay. Jay was a 21-year-old student, but he has been presumed involved in drug trading since he was a runner during childhood. He was mellow, took to himself, but could be a bit forgetful when it came to big projects. Suspect 2, Leek Maddock. Leek was more charismatic than Jay. They grew up together, but Leek was the face of the partnership. He was more careful than Jay, but he did move a bit too fast at some points. The both of them had a bustling web of influence. Leek had connections directly to South America and Europe. Jay had personal connections to some of the biggest drug lords in the Southeast and Northeast. My partner and I knew that these roots went deep, and we were prepared to take apart piece by piece. We began by examining all of their connections on campus. We figured the best way to catch them is when they were in the most open. Make them make a mistake. Leek was meeting with a Serbian dealer who went by the doctor. His family ties go back to the revolution, and it was a big fish to catch. Money laundering, corruption, you name it. My partner and I continued to study their transferring tactics and how best to nab them individually. They certainly didn't make it easy on us. Everything was so covert. Jay was meeting with Francesco Artilio. He was a major dealer throughout Georgia and was partly responsible for the shutting down of many voting polls throughout the state. The fact that Jay was meeting with him face to face spelled trouble for what he might have planned for GGC, Lawrenceville, and even Gwinnett County altogether. There was big money involved. Big, dirty money. We felt helpless, but we found something important about their interaction. Their tactics seemed simple, but we did find that Jay kept his product on his person. This was huge. A huge game breaker for us. If we could get Jay to expose it, we could nab him without a warrant. We figured that if Jay had it, then Leek would have it as well. We then moved in on them by intercepting their calls and posing as potential clients. We had to make it seem like we were the customers they were looking for, the ones that they had the product for. We moved on Leek first. He was out on the lawn and awaiting the arrival of the runner, me. I came up and tried to pose as a customer and play it cool. It was clear he had the product, but I just had to prove it. Unfortunately, this didn't fool Leek. I probably should have changed my outfit. Rookie mistake. He saw right through my act. No matter how many questions I asked or how earnestly I persisted to see the project, he wouldn't budge. After failing miserably, he told me to, buzz off. I left the scene without any evidence and with enough humiliation to fill a box of donuts. Well, we then moved on to Jay. He was leaving another deal to come find his new client. My partner set up the meeting and was the one who was waiting for him. He was a veteran in the force and knew exactly how to stage it. And I think he changed his outfit. Complete genius move. He told me to go flank out to the left, and he said I had to wait for the exact moment to come in. Jay came to him and started talking business. He was explaining his product, and my partner went along with it. We were patient this time and didn't move unless Jay moved. And just when we were worried, boom, he showed the drugs. Out in the open, and as soon as it was out, my partner showed the badge. Jay was caught completely off guard. He tried to cover himself, saying it wasn't what he thought, and he was just holding it for his cousin, and he was vegan, so he didn't use it. But we arrested him on the spot. We arrested him under the charges of narcotics, the possession of narcotics, selling and trafficking of illegal substances, and a number of other felonies. This was a huge break for us, and we brought him into the office to be processed and questioned. We got one half of the pair, and hopefully he would give us all the information we needed about everything else. After hours and hours of questioning, we could tell we had to use a different strategy for getting the answers that we wanted from him. I proposed a plea deal: 10 years of incarceration with a chance of parole after 5. This was on the condition he answered all the questions. He didn't like it. Snitches get stitches was the idea. I had to go for the jugular. I told him that if he didn't take the deal, then his family would be at risk. The deal would give him the chance to not only protect himself, but his family as well. He didn't take it well. All of his cool went out the window, and he explicitly told me to keep his family out of his decision. But I didn't back down. I said no plea deal, no protection, and everyone's going down. Eventually, he broke. He took the deal and agreed to offer all information on his connections and exploits. His family is protected, and he went to prison. Or at least he was supposed to. Unfortunately, he never made it there. He was intercepted on the way. His body was found at the mouth of a sewage drainage pipe. Apparently, it was not too far off campus. In the end, his web closed in on him. The people he was connected to finished him off. So I guess snitches do get stitches. Or at least end up in ditches.